that's every meme though. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just painful.
Yeah, because every meme doesn't suit your style of humor or whoever's looking at it style of humor.
Yeah.
It's all different. Anyway, guys, so today, as I said, this is the last meeting. This is the end of our study group. So it's been a long and good 2 years. For real. It's been really fun. It's been really interesting to learn all this stuff. I was looking through the Reddit, just kind of scrolling through, seeing how much, and this is just from semester 2 onward, I think. Just kind of scrolling through what we've learned and like how far we've come. I know for me anyway, I've learned like so much just from doing this, and hearing everyone's perspectives and hearing the different points of view on things was also very interesting and very fun. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to have a group to study with, so that I didn't just have it from my perspective or from a teacher's perspective, but from other people who have done it or who have been in it or who just look at it a different way. And a lot of the exercises we did, it was a lot of fun seeing everybody's different takes on things and how everyone thought differently, but were still creative in their own way. And getting feedback on our own stuff, on how we could improve or how we could do better, and always trying to improve ourselves as we go.
Sharing knowledge and experiences we've had has been really interesting and eye-opening as well.
And like we were just doing before the meeting, just having general talks before and after the meetings about movies, about films, and about just random other stuff from all the semesters.
Gonna miss
How
my
many
trips.
hours we've all spent together just talking and chatting about everything going on in the world or just what that's happened in the past. It's been really great. One of the things I wanted to mention was, so in the beginning, if anyone remembers, we were really ambitious with some of our goals. We weren't really sure how much we were going to be able to get done and how much we were going to be able to do as far as creating projects goes. One of the main things I feel like I've learned from this group and from doing our short film together is just how it should be quality over quantity. And so I'm actually glad that we didn't go through with trying to push out short films every semester or work on several projects at once, because taking the time to actually work on this one and like truly focus on it, even though it's kind of been half this study group and half our short, it's been a good experience to learn that, you need to pour yourself into something to make a quality, good product. And if you can do it and it takes a lot of time, it's better than spreading that time between multiple projects that are subpar. So in the beginning, we said we were going to do like a short film every semester. We might do a feature film at the end. Obviously, that didn't happen. We only ended up doing one short film together. One of the reasons was the idea was that we might have other members that were creating their own projects and we would go work on theirs, which didn't happen, which we can understand because it's very busy and stuff.
And also the pandemic.
We just wouldn't have been able to do all those projects ourselves while we're working on this group and working on our other projects. So we weren't able to do that.
Yeah, this group coupled with our regular day-to-day work did take a lot more out of us than we knew it would take work, but it did take a lot.
Yeah, but we were also ambitious with how much we wanted to learn and study. Like we had that book study going at first, and we had a few things that we were planning on doing. And some of them obviously didn't work out. While this, we still tried to make sure we maintain the main core of this study group. And we were talking about it, and I believe every Monday and Thursday, pretty much for the last 2 years, besides in between the semesters, there's only been about 3 times that we had to reschedule and about 3 times that we had to cancel. Other than that, I feel like we were here. We made sure that we studied the stuff and we were ready every single time, because we wanted to prove to you guys that we were able to do it. We wanted to prove to ourselves that we were able to do it, and just help share this knowledge and help learn these things with you guys and discuss it like we have been. So we wanted to make sure that we were doing that, and that was our core focus. Moving on from this study group, our future plans are to, for me, I'm going to try to finish my the short, well, me and our short that we all worked on together.
I was gonna say, someone forgot about
Because I was going to say the script, but I'm starting with the short. So I'm gonna shift my focus to the short film. Make sure I get that done. We've been working on the sound for whenever we can, and after I get that done, we're gonna try to finish up the sound by getting a sound editor to do some sound mixing on the back end of everything, and then we just have a few visual effects types things and masking and stuff like that to do before we actually have that ready. So that's going to be the core focus that I focus on after our group is done. After that, I will also be writing out my feature film idea that I actually brought up with one of I think it was the pitch deck, or no, it was the mood board.
it. It was a mood board, yeah.
The underground city idea that I had. I'm actually been writing out a few scenes of that. I'm gonna focus on actually writing that out, rewriting it, and getting it done until it's a good script, hopefully.
And hopefully, like we said, in the future, we still really want to be able to keep in touch and be able to do projects with you guys. If you guys ever need help with anything, and if we manage to finish that feature, well, we will when we finish writing that feature.
What do you mean we?
Excuse me, but I'm basically your
I'm
editor.
just kidding. Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked Priscilla to look at like my first draft scenes all the time, so she would help me. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, if anybody's having any projects you guys need help on, or you want us for anything, you can ask. We'll try if we're available. We'll always want to work on people's projects. We're willing to fly out if we have the time and the money and everything. We're willing to volunteer pretty much, because we actually do enjoy doing it, and it would be cool to work with you guys again like we have in the past, or with people who weren't able to work with us the first time around. So if anyone has anything going on and need help and you want to try to reach out and see if we're available, please feel free to do so. And we might not be available, but if we are, we'll definitely make an effort to come down and help out in whatever way we can, whether that's with a script or the production side of things, or the directing side of things, or the artistic side of things. We'll try to help out however we can. The other thing that we are going to be doing, like I mentioned a few meetings ago, is we actually started having the idea. This was about, I think, two semesters ago. I had the idea to actually turn this into turn the LCloud MediaStudies into a course and try to like sell it online, kind of like a Tomorrow's Filmmakers or Futures Filmmakers, 14-day filmmaker, all those. Package it, rework some stuff. We're probably going to redo the first semester and maybe the second one, because they're not as structured as these new ones, and spend time adding more features like quizzes, exercises, timestamps to the videos, and more stuff to LCloud MediaStudies, as well as cleaning up some of the older semester syllabuses and stuff like that, to try to package it and market it. Because as we've been going on, I've just noticed how I believe there's a lot of value in this. And a lot of you guys have said the same thing. You guys have thanked us plenty times over about how appreciative you are of our efforts, and how it takes a long time. And
Yeah, I appreciate all these classes. It's been a lot of fun, actually. And yeah, it's be cool to stay connected and jump in sometimes.
yeah, and we love it. We love that you guys love it too. And you guys telling me that, it actually made me think that maybe it is worth something, because at first I didn't think it was. I don't know. I didn't think it was worth as much as I do now, because I see the value in it and the value in the work that I did. Because usually I just do the work and don't really value it as much. But now I start to see why things like this usually cost money. And I'm glad that we did it for free, so that everybody could come in and participate and join in without having to worry about money or anything like that. But now that we have it complete, I think it is a opportunity for us to turn it into something where we can make some money from it, hopefully, or just like get new members, meet some new people, and network more. And we're going to, once we have it all complete, most of the videos will be private, where it's link only, and a lot of the other stuff will be either private or public, depending on what it is. And we're going to let everybody who participated in this group from these last 2 years, whoever wants to that participated, you guys can get into it for free. We'll probably add some stuff to it as we go and try to give it more value as time goes on. So it'll be a thing that you guys will get since you guys were here since the beginning, a lot of you, or you jumped in sometime in the semesters and you guys have been really active and helping the community and helping the videos and the feedback and all that stuff, like I mentioned.
Yeah, and that includes the ones that are email only, have access,
And I've been following online and all that. Yeah.
watch later, that kind of thing.
So those are our future plans. Those are our immediate future plans right now. So it's the finishing the short. That's my #1 priority. I want to get that thing done. We filmed it last November, and I want to make sure that it is finally
Mostly it's
complete.
just a matter of, because we're doing it ourselves and with volunteer work, trying to organize our time with the people that's helping us time for free, and getting everything done in that time. That's been the hardest.
Yeah. So
And
I'll
this group and work and all the other stuff.
right. So that'll be my main focus, to finish that up, and then writing my feature film script, getting feedback from Priscilla, and then rewriting it, making second drafts, third drafts, however many drafts until I feel like it's complete. And then, yeah, working on this LCloud MediaStudies group, trying to give it more value and shine it up a bit so that we can try to make something out of it. Other than that, that's what we're doing for our future plans. For this, I just wanted to mention, kind of go over a few things, like how we still stick to our philosophy from the beginning. We think it's very valuable. We think it's very important for everybody, no matter what you're doing, whether you're independent or whether you're in big productions. I think, and I believe Priscilla thinks, that it's important to know a little bit of everything. Not so you can do everyone's job, but so you understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, why it takes so much time, how to communicate with them. If you're the lead, you know who you need. If you're independent, you know what you need to get done. You know what kind of team you need to build. If you are somebody who is really good with sound, but you need somebody that's good with cameras, and you need somebody who's good with production design, and maybe that's not you, you need to look for people that have those skills. And if you find somebody that says, yeah, I'm a production designer, hopefully now you have the knowledge and the knowledge necessary to be able to tell whether they actually do know what they say or not. Because that is one of the main importances of knowing their job a little bit, is knowing if they know their job. They know it deeper than you, but at least you know the basics, so you can understand if they actually are who they say
It
they
helps
are.
you it helps you have better people on your team, because you know that you have people that know what they're talking about, you have people that know what they're doing. And it helps you vet that a lot more, especially when you're hiring too.
Yeah. And so for independents, I think it's the most important thing. For people who aren't independent, who are working on bigger productions, like I said, I still think it's important. It might not be as important because you might not be the leader, but then you at least know kind of what you're interested in. And it's kind of like going to college and figuring out, you don't really know what you want to do, but you start taking some random classes to try to figure it out. What do I like? And so I hope that this course has helped people to find something they're interested in. Like, oh, I was never interested in sound, but now I am. Or, oh, I never thought of production design that way, or props making, or whatever it may
did
be.
hear that from a few people that have been following the group along. They didn't think that this was as interesting as it was, this particular subject, or they didn't think they could be good at this, but then
when it's broken down, they start understanding it. Yeah. So like, you might think it's too hard. Oh, it's too complex. It's something I'll never get. But then when you start studying it, you start seeing that it can be broken down and learned. You might start being like, oh, I am able to do that. And it is kind of interesting to me. So I hope that a lot of you guys have found that. And if you already knew what your passion was, if you already knew what you liked, then I hope that the stuff that we learned either deepened your knowledge of it, or just give you a refresher on it so that you could have a more up-to-date knowledge of that subject that you're interested in.
And like we said, that hopefully it also helped us understand just how many roles are there in this entire industry and how vital, crucial, important, and valued every single one of them are. Because we know, and we've seen time and time again through learning about this, how a lot of them get overlooked and undervalued.
Or how they at least feel that way. So that's another thing I think is important about knowing what people are doing, so you can appreciate their work, so you can say, hey, great job, you're doing a great job, if you are the leader of an independent film production. Because we heard every semester pretty much there was the sound recorder, like, oh yeah, they overlook sound, they don't care. And then we get to the location, there's loud freaking construction zone, and they're just like, oh well, we'll do it in post, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't sound as good, or it doesn't capture the moment as well, but they don't care. And then there's, the people who are talking about production design, the, oh, fix it in post type of directors, and whatever it may be. There was pretty much always somebody who was like, oh yeah, they don't care about our job, they just care about this one thing. And so being able to understand what everybody's doing and being able to appreciate their work will help your team tremendously. And it's also important to know that you need a team, because if you are an independent filmmaker and you're trying to do it all alone, you're trying to wear all the hats, sometimes you have to. So there's another reason why you need to kind of know a little bit of everything, because you might have to pick up stuff and do it yourself. But if you are able to, if you know you're not good at something and you can get somebody else to help you in that, you know how to build a team of people that's going to be able to handle it. Because if you're trying to do everything alone, then you have to be somebody who is a business entrepreneur, a leader and a manager, an electrician, a construction worker, a salesperson, a negotiator, organizer, planner, scheduler, editor. You have to be technologically skilled. You have to know cinematography and how to work the camera, whatever camera and equipment you're using. You have to be artsy. You have to be crafty. You have to be able to create things with your hands, and you have to be able to draw, plan out things. You have to be an accountant. You have to work budgets. You have to be kind of like an architect, a historical researcher, depending on what kind of film you're making, and a creative problem solver, and so much more, a marketer, a writer, etc. So there's a reason why if you're trying to handle all those jobs, it feels like you can't. It's usually because you shouldn't. There shouldn't be one person to handle all those jobs.
Made for only one person. And even the ones that are, like script supervisor, is so much. Like, even
Right. And so if you're trying to handle continuity while you're directing, while you're doing the camera, something's going to slip through the cracks. And so you want to be able to, I understand that like budgets, you can't always do it, but when you can, you need to get people who think differently than you, who have different skill sets than you. And that's how you build a good independent production team. They have to be motivated. They have to actually want to do the film. They have to believe in it, but they also have to have the skills that you don't, or the skills that you're not as good at, so that their advantages, the things they're good at can help benefit the things that you're good at. And you guys can balance each other out to make something great, because they might be good with the art stuff and you might be good with writing. And so now you're working together to get it done. And then you get another person who's good with the production and another person who's good with talking to people and whatever, so that you can build that team and everyone can use the skills that they are the best at to make the product work. If you're trying to do it all yourself, it's just going to be a lot harder, because you do have to take on all those roles. But it's not impossible. It's just a lot harder to get something really good out of that. So always try to build a team if you can. We started this group as a group that studied and then came together and discussed what we learned. But as time went on, and especially after COVID started dissipating a bit and things started going back to normal, we saw that it wasn't really going to work, because not everyone had the time to study everything. So the course slowly started becoming, well, now we're calling it a course. So yeah, it started becoming more of a course in filmmaking instead of a study group. I'm going to reiterate that we aren't teachers, though. We're trying to share the knowledge that we're learning through the sources we put in the syllabus or the sources that we research further. But that doesn't mean that whatever we said is 100% fact or 100% the way to look at it. We always tried to explain when it was our point of view.
Our opinion, yeah.
Yeah, our opinion and not like a fact. And we tried our hardest to make sure we were researching the facts and getting things right. That doesn't mean that there's not anything wrong. We might have gotten something wrong. We probably left some stuff out. So,
But that's also something we incentivized was keep doing your own research after this. Keep learning. Never think you know everything, because this industry especially, there's constantly new tech, new techniques. Things are constantly changing, evolving. You should never stop learning either way.
yeah, just because this course is over, just because we're coming to the end of our study group, does not mean that you should be done studying film, especially if you got interested in one of these subjects. We touched the surface on a lot of this stuff. If you want to delve deeper, especially with editing, visual effects, and all of that, it gets way more complex than what we went into. And you'll have to dive into that yourself
Yeah,
and be self-motivated to learn it if you're not going to take a course on it or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of these topics we just covered basics, just the need to know or the bare minimum to get you started. The rest, is if you're interested in it, you delve deeper.
Yeah. And like I said, like we tried our hardest to research it to make sure we were getting the facts right, because I don't like teaching people or sharing information that is not right. So we both tried to make sure we were always getting the correct information. But if anyone finds anything that was wrong or that we left out of an important fact or an important piece of information from anything in previous semesters, let us know at any point, and we will go back and make some kind of note of it or do something to try to make it better. But I still feel like I have learned a great deal in filmmaking, both on the artistic side and on the business side. And I hope you all have as well.
The collaborative side as well.
Collaborating and learning with each other and being able to communicate. Communication is so important to being able to have a successful film. Being able to communicate an idea. That's why there's all these documents. That's why there's all these things like the storyboard and the shot list and whatever else. There's so many things you have to do, mood boards and all of that, because you're trying to describe something in your head. And it may seem like it's easy to get that idea into somebody else's head. But as we've seen from a lot of our exercises and a lot of our discussions, one piece of script, one picture, one whatever it may be, everyone has a different idea of how to go about it, how it should be reworked, what it means, or how that script might be able to be done. And so having an idea and explaining it to somebody where they're going to understand it, communicating it to them, and having the same idea, being on the same page with the whole thing, that is difficult and it takes time. And that's why there's all these things to try to help show the idea, help share the idea with others so it's easier to understand. So I definitely learned a lot about that as well, especially on our short, because trying to communicate the idea was really hard. Trying to communicate with the actors is really hard. If you're trying to be a director, communicating with actors for them to get the performance right, there's a reason why there's a table read. There's a reason why you do script analysis, and there's a reason why you do rehearsals before you get to the set. It's because you need to hash out a lot of ideas. You need to let them ask a lot of questions, have you ask a lot of questions, go back and forth until you get to the same conclusion, be on the same page. Because if you don't do that, they're going to be going to a different performance than what you had envisioned. And maybe that's for the best for the script, but you should be discussing it beforehand. Best for the film, I mean. But you should be discussing that beforehand and then be able to come to the conclusion that, oh, okay, I like their idea. Let's go with that.
If nothing else, for you to become a better director for you to become a better actor, like we said in previous meetings. And knowing how to learn and share those perspectives and adapt to each other's ideas is really, really great, because this is a collaborative effort.
Yeah, so always don't go into it as a dictator. If you are the leader of a set, you're a leader. You lead the team. You don't dictate them. You don't micromanage them. Trust your team. That's one reason why it's important to know who you hired and make sure that they know what they're talking about, so that you can trust them. Once they say, "Oh, I got this. I can handle it. Yeah, I can make that piece of glass that's going to break. It won't be harmful, whatever." And you kind of know who they are. You talk to them. You know that they know what they're talking about with props. You know they're not going to make something damaging to the actor that's going to make them bleed. They're going to actually make breakaway glass. And so,
Suit for years.
yeah. Yeah, so you want to be able to trust your team. You want to be able to trust that they know what they're doing. And the way to do that is by hiring the right people if you're the leader. And you don't want to dictate it. You want to be open-minded to other people's ideas. There's a time and a place. If you're not the leader, there's a time and a place to give out ideas. And if someone's really looking for ideas, that's the time to open up. If not, then it's kind of like just keep your mouth shut and keep going unless it's your project, because you got to let the director or the cinematographer or whoever's having the problem, you got to let them figure it out or ask who they want to ask to figure it out. If you are a production assistant or if you are a first assistant camera or whatever, you don't want to overstep your bounds. You don't want to speak out of turn, I guess, because if you are the director and you have a lot of distractions and you have a lot of people coming up with ideas that aren't something you're wanting or thinking about because they don't know you, they don't know how you think, they don't know what you're going for, it can get distracting, it can get annoying, frankly. And so you have to see it, no matter what side you're on, you have to see it from the other person's side to have a good set. And sometimes you're going to be on bad sets if you're not the leader and you're not able to do that. But you have to choose your battles of when to speak up about something and when not to. If it's not your job, if your role isn't that, then you might not want to speak up about it unless they're asking for it, or unless you have a time alone with them where you're just kind of having general conversation and it kind of comes up that way. Otherwise, if they're not asking you and they're trying to think about
I
it,
think that's another thing that we learned in the study group that I think was really important and really cool was how to respect each other's positions. Like, okay, this is my job, this is your job, without it feeling like a huge chain of command in the sense of you're my boss, but more in the sense of we're a team and we all want this to succeed and we all need to do our job in order and respect each other doing each other's jobs for it to succeed.
yeah, because there's so many roles for a reason. Everybody's supposed to be looking out for their specific piece. And if their specific piece is good, then hopefully everyone else is doing their own work and doing their own job to get it all flowing correctly. Now, different sets, different productions, they'll be different. There might be people who open up and want everyone to communicate, everyone to collaborate, and everyone to give ideas out. Other sets, they won't want that. You just, like I said, you have to know when to choose your battles. You have to kind of know who you're working with, test the waters a bit, and then figure it out as you go. Not every set's going to feel as open and communicative, and not every set's going to be as shut down. But being shut down doesn't mean that it's necessarily like that one is wrong. That one could be running a lot more efficiently than the one that's open and
that's
asking for
another thing.
ideas, or not. It just depends a lot on the leadership, the people, and how much they've communicated and how much they've planned and how much everyone is on the same page, or if they don't know what's going on because the director, the production designer, no one's really told them anything and everybody's just kind of doing their own thing and nobody knows what scene are we working on. I don't know. And everyone's just kind of doing something, but they don't really know why.
And that's another thing that we talked about. And oh my gosh, brain fart. And I had a thing in my head and it's gone now. What are you talking about?
I was talking about how some sets might be shut down and not communicate as much, or not try to have ideas from everybody as much.
I heard what you said. I just needed to hear it again in order for my brain to start working again. What I was saying was that's another thing that we learned, or I hope that we learned, because we talked about this a lot. That it can be creative and passionate and fun, but also to come into it with this is a job. There has to be some, you know, there has to be some professionalism to it as well. And
Yeah,
that's
even if
another-
you're volunteering on a project, if you treat everything like it's a professional set, if you treat everything like it's important, then people will treat your stuff like it's important, or people will take you more seriously if it is your project. Just because you don't have the funding to do $200 million feature film and you're doing a short that cost $800 and it's like not coming out as good as you'd like because you don't have the funding for it, but you have volunteers, you still want to treat it like it's something important. You still want to treat it professionally and try to have it as much as you can with that amount of money, have it be as professional and as close to a big budget film would be. So you want to have all that pre-production stuff worked out. You want to have everything ready. You want to communicate with everybody. You want to be open. You want to make sure everybody's on board and on the same page. And then you want to give everyone the freedom to do the stuff that they need to do. And hopefully they're passionate enough to help see it through. You don't want to just be like, oh, it's $800. That's all we have. This is going to suck. Whether you're the leader or whether you're somebody working on somebody else's project, you always want to treat it like it's going to turn out well. You always want to be trying to be positive and motivating to either your crew or as the crew. You want to be motivating to everyone else, because that people will see, that people will take more seriously and appreciate you for doing that. It is our hope that you take what you've learned from this group, from this course, and go out and use it to make more informed decisions as well. Now that we know more about contracts and we know more about deals, from like distribution deals to being an actor, signing an actor for a union or non-union project, talent releases, and all these other forms, we know kind of, hopefully we know a bit better what a good deal is, what a bad deal is, and what kind of seems sketchy or what's puts up red flags. Because one thing we learned during that semester when we were learning about all the financing and and then the semester before that when we were learning about all the documents and everything like that, is that something that seems like a bad deal when you first hear it actually makes sense if you think about it longer. But other things that sound like a good deal right away, if you step back and really look about it, really think about it, could actually be a very big red flag. Why are they offering me that when no one else does? Why are they doing that? Because maybe they're trying to do something later, or they're trying to sign you into a bad deal that you think sounds like a good one. So I hope you have more knowledge and more information available now, or at least know how to research it, or at least know to hire a entertainment lawyer to look over your contracts to make more informed decisions about what deals you take or what deals you don't, who you sign on, who you don't, and things like that. From what we discussed, what we've heard from other people, independent and big budget stuff. And I also hope that you take what you've learned and you go out and you either work on other people's projects or you create your own. And you use the knowledge and the information that you've gathered from here to help you do that, or help you help others, or help you to make your own. And like we said, if anyone is making something and you guys want help, or if you just want to ask us anything at any point, go ahead and feel free to do so, and we will try to get back with you as soon as possible, or work on the project if we can. or just answer whatever questions you guys have if you're running into problems or have any questions about how something might work that you might have forgotten or something we didn't cover. Feel free to reach out to us at any point. I'm not saying we'll get back to you right away, but we'll try to get back to you when we can. All
Yeah,
right, Priscilla, do you have anything?
I was just gonna say that we really do hope that we're able to stay in touch, and we do hope to. We don't want to promise anything, but we really do hope that maybe in the future we can still just meet up and chat once a month or whenever we have time. Just a fun little get together. That would be nice. But we really loved learning with you guys. We loved sharing experiences. We loved laughing with you guys. We loved just this experience in general. I can't believe it's been 2 years. It's so insane to me.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it feels like 6 months ago or something. I don't know. I think I've said everything that I can say, really. I feel like I'm getting repetitive at this point. But yeah, I really hope we were able to, because we know we learned a lot from it. So we really hope we were able to help you guys learn a lot too. And you guys can go out into the world now more knowledgeable about what you love, about how to protect yourself and how to fight for your rights, but also how to understand things about this industry that aren't so dreamy and idealistic.
Yeah, that is a lot of work. There's a reason why a lot of people get out of film school and then decide not to do it. It's because there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of work that has to go into it to even make a project. Keep going, sorry.
No, I'm good. That was
Oh, yeah. So we hope that also, whoever comes into this later or whoever was in here at first, there was a lot of people dropping out from our group alone just because they realized that this is a lot more work or this is a lot more boring than they thought it sounded when they first heard filmmaking. Filmmaking, oh, making art, making video art. So great. No, it's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of like business stuff, production side of things that has to
especially
happen.
if you want to make a profit, if you want to be successful. If you want to just make movies, there's still a lot you need to learn to make good movies, to make good media.
I've known
whatever
plenty
it
of
is.
people that start trying, like all they want to do is make a film. They don't care about making a career out of it, but they jump into it and then they start doing it without having tried to learn anything beforehand, without trying to plan. And then they start going, why isn't this turning out? I'm putting money into it. Why isn't it turning out good? Think of the guy who made The Room, right? He didn't really seem like he knew how to make a film before he started trying to make a film. All he did was pour more money into it. And that only panned out well for him because of how bad the movie was.
And not
that
even
it became a joke.
a profit
I mean, eventually he did,
after like 15 years or something.
but yeah, so I mean, like that's, obviously that's an extreme example, but there's plenty of people out there we've never heard their films because they started making it and they what is it called? Like they lost morale. They got burnt out, or they lost morale because they saw it, they didn't like how it was. They started editing it and they were like, oh, this sucks. I thought it was a lot better on set. Or they were started on production and they saw somebody called out, what do we do? The actress quit. What do we do now? And then give up pretty much after a bit. Or they just make the film and then they don't have the budget to do
Finish post-production.
post-production. Or even if they do have post-production, they don't have any money to do marketing. They didn't think about marketing. They didn't think about distribution. They didn't think about the costs that go into that. And so now they have a finished film, but they can't do anything with it. And so there's a lot of steps that people get, is it demoralized?
That is a word, yes.
Losing morale? I don't know if demoralize is the word, but they lose morale at a lot of steps because they start looking at it. They think it's not as good as they thought it would be in their head. It's harder than they think to communicate the idea to people. They're not understanding their vision. They're they keep running into budget problems and money problems or people keep dropping out. There's a lot of production hurdles getting in the way.
All these things arrive that they didn't think of or didn't know to think of.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of problems that can come up. There's a lot of things that get in the way that make people give up or just get sad about this idea that they were so excited for. So it's really important, and we hope whoever's joining in the future or whoever joined in the past sees that, how hard it is, how much work there is, so that they can know that if they really want to do this, it's going to be hard, it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to cost a lot of money. But if they're willing to go through all that stuff to still make their film, they'll have a better idea of what they need to do to get it done, and they can stay excited the whole way.
Yeah. It's just, it's just so, it's sad because, oh, and also another thing that we've heard, and this is common and this is okay too, was a lot of people say that, oh, I've been following the videos and stuff, and this has taught me that I still love film and media and I still want to do projects, but I don't know if I want to make this a career. I think I want to just keep it as a hobby.
Or there's been people who say, oh, I didn't realize this was so much, so I really like films and I really like the idea of making it, but maybe I will just write, or maybe I will do something else. Maybe I'll write a book with my idea instead of trying to make it into a film, because that seems like what I'm really going for, because of all the stuff that has to go to film to get it to work. Or whatever numerous answers we've gotten. We've gotten a lot of people saying that kind of thing, because you don't know how much goes into something until you start looking into it. And then you start realizing, I think I don't know which philosopher it is, but they say like do you know? The more you learn, the less you know, or like the more you learn it, the more you realize you don't know.
I think it was
Something like
Socrates.
that. Was it Socrates?
Socrates or Plato. I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. The more you start looking into something, the more you see like how much there is to it and how little you knew of it. When you hear Foley artists, they record sounds.
The more I realized that I knew nothing or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the saying. And you hear Foley artists and you hear what they do, they record sound for post. Oh, okay. You kind of get an idea of what they do, but then when you start actually digging into their job.
Was there a stop?
Great.
Sorry.
You start digging into their job. Yeah, I know. Well, this doesn't matter. It's philosophers. I don't know.
Well, I care.
If I was making a film on it, then I'd be looking at
Say
this.
something stupid like, and then it's like, idiot.
It's a philosopher, and they say something similar to that. That's good enough. But yeah, when you hear like Foley artists and you hear, oh, this is what they do, they record sounds for post-production. You have an idea of what they do, and then when you start looking into it, you start seeing how much stuff goes into it, how they do it, and you see like how these little, even like cloth moving around a little bit, they have to do that, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about this little thing or this little minuscule sound, or how they would do this or how they would do that, how they record it, what kind of mics they use, whatever. It's like various different things that you don't think about until you start looking into it deeper and realizing how much there is to it and why there's a specific role for it, instead of just hiring a overall post sound guy or post sound girl or whatever. You have to actually hire the individuals, or you have to have a team that's willing to do those individual jobs, or you have to take it on yourself, because there's different roles for a reason. Anything else?
You can keep going.
I mean, I'm running out of things. Does anybody else want to say like what your guys' future plans are?
Or anything.
Pretty much just continuing to work on stuff. It'd be cool to drop in kind of on a class or two and keep staying with you guys. I'm pretty much just gonna keep working in film. I'm thinking about adding planes and some other things to my like repertoire. I'm kind of working on a few things. Yeah, pretty much just I got a lot of experience last year, so gonna see how that pans out for jobs and yeah. So it's been pretty fun. Like overall, it has been pretty awesome, and it's really cool to stay connected with you guys. So I do think that no, Raphael, they said they're starting another class again.
No, we're not starting another class. We're going to turn this one into a course that we're selling online, pretty much. We're going to try
Oh, okay.
To the end of the road.
Follow this road until the next one, until it rolls into like some other film stuff. I mean, film's not over, so like,
Right.
I don't know if you guys want to do some projects or something or interested in Vancouver, let me know too, because like the film industry isn't just.
Damn, man, it's getting real.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, Sarah. Like I said, like if we have the time for it, we would definitely be interested in helping out whoever wants to work on a project. In whatever capacity you guys want or need that help, we'll try to help when we can. Not saying that we'll always be able to, and I don't know when, but we will definitely be interested in doing that. You know, and definitely like keeping in touch with you guys and stuff. And somebody asked in the chat, Raphael asked about the Facebook page. The Facebook group, I think we're gonna leave it as it is. And so yeah, we can communicate through there. We can communicate through the WhatsApp. Because with the course, it's going to be the Facebook page. I don't know, I might incorporate the group into it at some point. But right now, the plans are for Facebook, Reddit, and YouTube to be the places for all the marketing and new information of stuff that we're going to be doing for the course. Other than that, I mean, we might incorporate stuff later, and we're also gonna. I'm also gonna build the website for it. Separate my website into two: one for productions, one for media studies.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, Raphael.
Wait, I think I have a few questions. Are the YouTube that YouTube course still going to be available?
So we're going to leave it up for now, and then, like I said, we're gonna rework the first semester and the second semester and make them more structured. I'm not gonna turn it into groups with everybody. I'm just gonna record because it'll be a lot quicker. I can do like 2 or 3 a day instead of scheduling 1 or 2 a week. That way I can shove those out and get the meetings out there. And then the first semester, the one that we all took part in, we're gonna private most of the stuff. We're gonna leave up like 1 or 2 videos to represent what that semester is like.
But you guys are still gonna have access to it. You guys and the people who are watch later, like the people that are in the email group.
Yeah, so however we do it, like I think right off the bat, we'll do like a link only to the videos. So anyone with access to the link can get to the video. And then we'll just share all the videos with you guys or put them in somewhere. I don't know yet how it's gonna work.
I'd
But
appreciate that.
that's the
I think I
plan.
want to go back over a few of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
definitely.
also thought, especially the first semester, we're probably gonna re-record, like redo, because the first semester we were still trying to figure out how we were gonna do it, and we thought it was gonna be more like oh, what did you guys think about chapter 8, the type of thing. But it turned out to be more of a study group, and so like we.
What do you mean, like a course?
Yeah, it turned out to be more of a course than a study group. So we're probably going to just reiterate what we learned in season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1. Semester.
Whoa.
I might make this much today. I don't know.
We're not making a TV show out of this.
As the trailer.
Right, yeah.
That would be one boring ass TV show.
9 people over
No
Zoom.
way.
All learning film.
Like,
What could go wrong?
A
Yeah,
lot
no.
of things, a lot of things.
But yeah, that's the plan with the course anyway. So I don't know exactly how it's going to be yet. I haven't hashed out all the details yet. I've been waiting for this the group to end, and then I'll start focusing on that stuff, like we said. But everyone who is in it, everyone who's taken part in it will have access to it free of charge. So
Nice.
we're not sure like what the charge will be for anyone else and all that yet either.
Could I ask something else that might be, I don't know how you're gonna take this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you gonna add new people to the what is it, the WhatsApp group?
Probably not. I don't think WhatsApp will be a way for us. Well, I don't know, maybe.
I
We
think
will
I was just
probably,
wondering if you
we
were
do
gonna.
use WhatsApp, we'll probably make a new group with anybody who comes in, just because
Yeah.
it'll be easier to keep track of that
Yeah,
way.
it'd be
yeah,
weird to
we
like
think
mix
we might
everything.
use the WhatsApp group more for like leisure, like sharing fun, like we were talking about, like sharing movies we think are funny or really stupid.
Like the current WhatsApp group that we have, everybody who's already been part of media studies, we'll probably just keep in contact with you guys through there and whoever else wants to join it can. But like for anyone that's, once we finish like making the course and trying to market it out there or whatever, if we get new people into that, we'll probably, I don't know if we're gonna do WhatsApp with them or not, but if we do, we'll add them into that. We'll add whoever of you guys that wants to be part of that group there. But the current WhatsApp group will turn into just a group conversation of all of us, pretty much.
If I could,
Whatever that option is.
if you are gonna go and turn this into like a course, what your intentions are, I would suggest narrowing the source of your communication to like maybe just one or two, maybe the Reddit could be like a backup, and then I don't know what other platform you would like to use for your communication. But if you're going to do the course route, I would suggest just narrowing it down, just because if you are getting other people involved that are possibly paying for it, or possibly like, not with the original group, because you guys know what happens when you guys first started out. You guys had all these other you guys were sending all the emails, the Reddit, the WhatsApp, that's a lot of work. And it just sounds like,
the Reddit was
so what the
track.
Reddit would be and what the Instagram would just be kind of like updates. It's kind of like marketing, social media marketing, pretty much. But it would be just like sharing information and being like, hey guys, if you want to join our course and learn more, blah blah blah. But like the platform we use to actually communicate with people will definitely narrow it to either WhatsApp or a Facebook group or something like that. Make sure that
the reason I say that is because like if you like see like it's even like your traditional college course, like it's only just like email and then the actual whatever the website is, like you're logging into that website for whatever information you got from the instructor. That's it. You have all these platforms to send out information. You're going to run into I forgot to put it there, or somebody didn't check, or I didn't get it because I only used this one, and we're understanding because we're your original group, but like other people coming through for the course might get a little discouraged, and it's just a different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying. That's why I'm hoping that maybe like we can do the website, like have the course, like you said, have the course on the website. And then for communication with the group, like anybody new that's coming in, like you said, I'm definitely like not trying to communicate with everybody through every platform. Just having like one place where anybody who joins the group can be in this private Facebook group or this private Reddit, whatever it is. And then, or, WhatsApp, I guess. And then the other platforms would just be used to kind of share little tidbits of information where if we get a following of people, then we might market, like we'll use it as marketing for getting people interested in the group. And if they get interested and want to join it, that's when they will join it on the website or go on if we have a private Facebook group for them or whatever the platform is that we're using to communicate with new people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely agree. Like it'd be way too much work trying to communicate with too many people.
Yeah,
And
it was basically just so we could have notes more than anything, like
I get it.
visuals. It was more for us in the.
yeah, the Reddit will pretty much be like how it is now, except for that it won't be geared towards a video. It'll be geared toward just random bits of information for Reddit itself. But it like not using it to try to communicate with any new members or the current group because it's just too much, like you said. So yeah.
It's awesome. Those pictures are good. Yeah, this course has been really cool and eye-opening and showed me like a lot of really awesome things. And I'm sad to see it end. And I hope that we can connect and do something more. So
Yeah, me too. And yeah, it's definitely a. I feel two sides of it. I feel sad about it ending, but I also feel kind of glad that we were able to accomplish this and like the milestone and having it be something that we were able to get done and have accomplished over these last 2 years. So it's I feel sad and proud at the same time.
I think it hasn't hit me yet. It'll probably hit me on Monday when it's like, we'll never have a meeting again.
Oh, because Mondays and Thursdays we're so used to doing this that
Yeah,
now we'll be like, what? There's no
and
meeting.
that's just kind of how my personality is. Like, I don't feel the thing in the moment. It doesn't feel real until it's, you know.
I will.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this. So I don't want to say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. But I was thinking like maybe every so often we could all get together and watch a film like we used to, too. I won't have Zoom at that point, so we'll have to do the whole 45-minute rule thing, which will be a little annoying. But that'll be a good pausing break, and then everybody come back in and watch the rest of the movie.
Maybe we can use Discord or something. I don't know. There's probably some other solution we could find.
Yeah, maybe instead of using Zoom at that point.
So you're not keeping the subscription to Zoom?
No, because I don't really, because I'll be recording, but it'll just be me. And then if I have a discussion with one other person, it's free, unlimited. And then if I have a group, it's free for 45 minutes, and then it gets cut off. So I don't. Right now, I don't see a reason to need it. Maybe in the future I'll change my mind if I don't know. If we want to add value and people want to see, like, talk to us in the group and everyone wants to come in and do that, like any new people that join, we might do that eventually. But right now, it's just, I don't need it right now.
That's cool. I have this subscription. So like if you want to set something up, you can let me know. I can run it. I have.
Oh, cool.
All right, we're hopping on Brian's subscription.
Brian's movie night. Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah,
It's
because
official.
It's really fun watching.
We have to find good.
Tearing apart movies every time we see them. Everyone said how fun it was. Gabe, everybody was saying how fun it was. Gabe, Brian.
Okay, because
Everyone loves tearing apart movies.
We were tearing them.
so nitpicky.
It wasn't in a good way.
Right. Also, when we finish our short film, I hope to get everybody together to be able to watch it. So that'll be cool. I don't know when that'll be, but I hope it's within the next few months.
Hey, would you mind talking about that a little bit?
About?
The short film?
Yeah, what about it?
What's the name of it?
Ooh,
The Interrogation.
is there any, I hope you don't mind me asking, but is there any update on it? Like,
Yeah, so you joined in late. Okay, so we are working on the Foley. It's been a bit of a hassle because we have two roommates, one that goes to work at night, one that goes to work in the morning. And then the weather, if it's raining or if it's lightning or there's a thunderstorm or whatever, there's noise. So we're trying to, we don't have a studio, but we do it like, we have all our sound blankets and we have the mic and everything, and we have a closet.
We're set up in our closet, which
A walk-in
is very
closet.
soundproof. Our walk-in closet is very soundproof. However, a lot of the sounds we couldn't do because we need to do in the laundry room. So we set up multiple times our laundry room, but our laundry room is directly near the outside, like the wall is to the outside of the apartment complex. so we could hear every time someone came and left. A motorcycle.
Yeah, we live on the bottom floor of a 3-story apartment complex. So if the 3rd story is trying to come downstairs to go somewhere, yeah, there's like a lot of reasons why it's been taking so long. But we're pretty much almost done with the Foley. We have maybe one more session to do. I have started putting sound into the timeline, and I will do the rest probably not next week, it's Christmas, but the week after that. And we have finished the edit, we have picture lock, we have done the color correction, we have found the music choices that we wanted to pick from, and we have we basically figured everything out that we need to get done. We have a few visual effects things that we have started doing and gotten done, Raphael, and we're doing we're finishing
Sounds
the
good.
rest of them. And like we need to mask some things and make it all completely dark. And there's a few other things we have to do, but we're getting it done step by step. And I don't know how long left because it depends on the other person, our editor, because they're volunteering and they are doing a lot of the visual effects stuff. But once they get that stuff done, it'll just be up to sound, and I feel like sound will be done in the next month.
I'm sorry, but are the old editors still on board, or?
We have one of the old editors, the other one not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, she got, we had like scheduling issues. We still maintain contact, but it's just like, we understand that everyone has a life. And it's mostly volunteer work, so.
Yeah, since it's just 2 people and it's volunteer, it's it's just us and the other person volunteering. It's been taking longer than we would have liked, but that's just how it is when you have volunteers. We're getting it done, and it's actually coming out really well. The sound effects, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to record them very well, but I think they're turning out really well.
I was starting to like worry that maybe there was like some giant like hole in the project.
Like for like leaving something out, or what do you mean?
Like something went completely wrong, and we would have to like to finish it, we'd have to like go back and like film another section of it. That's what I was worried about.
No, we're good. We already got picture lock, and we already know what we need to do for like masking and the visual effects side of things. We got it. And we've been like, another thing we've done is like some of the shots we had to rush, of course. So they were like a little more shaky or a little less professional looking. So we would use After Effects or whatever to kind of clean them up a bit, stabilize it a bit, or make a little bit of movement in a static shot that was just a little too boring and slow if it wasn't moving, things like that. So, but there's nothing that I feel like is anything that's like, we have to do reshoots or we have to get all the crew together and the actors to do it again, because I think we got it.
Yeah, it was just, right now, the only thing is, the fact that we have roommates that have complete opposite schedules, and so finding time to get it done is hard.
Yeah, I really like doing the short film with you guys that were able to do it though, because it was
So much
really like applying the stuff that we had learned that far to the project. And I feel like now after these past 2 or 3, well, I guess it's been 3 semesters now since then. I feel like now it'll be even better, like the next project we make, because we have so much more knowledge and the knowledge from the previous experience of all of these different things to look into and to plan for before we even start. So I appreciate everybody who was able to work on that with us as well.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
what
it was a lot
else
of fun.
anybody,
I learned a ton
feel is
actually
their
on how to
future
build
plans?
everything.
I felt like it was never gonna end, and it was exhausting, but it was amazing.
It didn't. It was only like 2 days.
I know it felt so long because I kept having to go up and down, and my feet were hurting so bad. Every single step, it was like time stood still. It's like every step lasted 2 minutes. It's just, it felt like months.
But yeah, what's everyone else's future plans if you guys would like to share?
No, I'm gonna continue working on the adventures of CJ. I'm
Nice.
really confident, and I know that I think I'm giving it about 2 years. Realistically, just knowing like the whole, because the class is really good because I've learned everything. So now just breaking everything down. If it's just me, it'll probably be 2 years. But now I have like the avenue. The goal would be, to bring it down shorter than 2 years. But
Gotcha, cool.
yeah, but I can say that this class has been very helpful in the sense that I know exactly the direction and I'm really humble to just to be around people who are really executing and people who are. At first I was hesitant, like to share my ideas, but this platform gave me like the confidence to even set up its meanings, like that used to be like a thought that was far from my reach. And I'm very humble to be a part of this group, and I hope I can stay in connection with the group.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, like any questions, anything you guys need or anything like that, reach out to us and we'll get back to you when we can and we'll answer it if we know. And if we don't know, we'll let you know we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, so that was it.
cool. Sounds awesome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
really
it's been an
excited.
really awesome time, and like, let's catch up after Christmas. I'll see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just really excited for us to have meetings where we can just chat about movies and watch bad movies again. I miss watching bad movies.
No, you don't.
No, it was painful. It's very painful. All right. I got to watch
What about some of the other shows we watched? Some of the other films weren't that great either. And they
What
were
was the first film we watched? I don't
The
remember.
Room. Yeah, The Room was definitely the worst one to watch. That one shouldn't even be a movie. But yeah. Well, does anyone else have anything you guys would like to say or comment, ask?
Yeah. You know how I know this has been like a really long class? I've gone through like 2 relationships during the entire span of the semesters, which is weird.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just so much. Like if I look back and actually think about all the stuff.
No, we were like it was a few months after we got married. That we started. Yeah,
It was almost a
2
year.
years
It was
ago.
almost a year.
It's like, we're gonna be 3 years in March.
Yeah, we started this in 20. Wait, when did we start this?
2020.
20.
Oh, never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How
been a
much more
while.
mature and
Yeah.
fighting less we got.
in January, because I remember, because that was because my military thing. I was stuck at the Capitol.
Yeah, and you had to disappear for a few semesters. We weren't sure if you were coming back.
I was praying for you.
Not that you were coming back from that, but that you were coming back to the group, is what I meant.
I was worried because this.
Because at that point, we were having all the people dropping like flies. So we were like, okay, well another one's gone. Another one bit the dust. Another one's gone.
And then a lot of.
But it's actually extremely surprising to me. This group we have actually in here, like most of you guys were in either like the first or second semester and stuck through to the end. It's really surprising and really cool that you guys were able to keep up and actually stay contributing that long and were interested for that long. Especially like Brian, I really appreciate you staying in since you knew a lot of the beginning semester stuff. I appreciate you coming back in and sharing your knowledge and your experiences and your point of view and all of that, because that really helped with a lot of the
Brian's
stuff.
contributed a lot. I'm really glad he's here. Plus, it just makes it more fun. I like it.
Yeah, when I first saw I think I saw the post on Craigslist is where I ran into you guys. And I see a lot of those, but like nobody ever goes through with it. Like whenever I respond to it, it's always like this empty, because you guys are the first ones. Like there are a lot of people that try to start something similar to this, but like you guys are the only ones that actually went through with it and started doing it. So like, and what I initially intended to get out of this was just, I was just curious on, what you guys were gonna go through and talk about and all that stuff and just networking. That's pretty much what I intended to get out of it. And, that's what, we did network and we did discuss a lot of things.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't learn anything. You guys did go over some stuff where I did pick up on. I was like, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say there were a few things.
No, yeah, especially like all the business stuff. Like I'm not interested in that stuff. So when you guys were going over it, it was a learning process for me there on that end. But
Nice.
you guys definitely went into that. And I will say, you guys had also mentioned earlier about the part about you guys not really missing any dates or not you only had to reschedule like 3 times or something like that, which is dope because a lot of the groups like this don't really last too long, one. And then the fact that you guys constantly were like every week making it happen, it shows that that's what it takes to actually make a film. Like it's consistency and dedication to be able to do stuff like that. So that characteristic that you guys were showing, the constant stuff you guys were going through week after week, that should be a sign for you guys to say, hey, like this is something that you guys can actually do, because just whatever you're doing now is like, something that's symbolic of what could possibly be in the future for you guys. So big thumbs up for that. And it also inspired me because I got my little script writing group I do every week too, because I was like, you guys can do that, I can do the script writing.
And now we're paying.
Yeah, it was fun talking about that too.
But yeah,
like, man, some of the things.
people for these classes, because I do see, like we talked about one of the classes, we were talking about the master class. I see some people posting these little classes for filmmaking and stuff, and I'm like, well, what are these guys' credentials? Like, what do you need to do stuff like this over Zoom? And it's not much. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like me, I went to film school. I can go back to film school and be a professor there, like if I wanted to. But it doesn't take much. You guys did all this course and like you made it past the point of there was a lot of stuff you guys were going over that wasn't really they mentioned it in film school, but they don't really go into it. They just kind of go over it just so it exists. But you guys definitely made it past like video 101, some of the advanced classes and a lot of stuff. So definitely what you guys does have a lot of value to it in that aspect. If you guys are thinking about actually like charging people to get some kind of money out of it, not to say that that's the way to go, but yeah, it was just interesting seeing how like the people come and go. Like it was just interesting.
Especially the people that sounded like they were the most enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And they're like, bloop, gone.
We had a few that.
But yeah, I appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for saying all that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found value in it as well.
Yeah, and a lot of times for me, a lot of it became more of a, my little vent sessions that I have. Like it's just, whatever movie I saw, I just came and vent to you guys about.
Right, or like whatever project you're working on, and there's an annoying day.
Oh my God. Hopefully, experience because like that is the worst, But yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have some people that they follow
I guess I'm
up
left.
online and stuff like through the.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, let me.
Bye.
Hello.
Yeah, Vish.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
You're able to hear me? I was just not sure. No, awesome class. I think a lot of material that you guys covered, and really, I feel like I'm blessed to have looked at that Craigslist ad that you put in there. That's how I came in, and I was actually looking for people to grow up with and to find some people, to work on my projects. That's one of the reasons why I go to Craigslist locally out here. But I happened to come to your ad, and I was just curious, and I sent you an email. So you responded back, so that was immediately, and that was really good. That's how the time when I saw that ad, one of the things that I was more interested in was networking with people, with the same mindset. And about the course, as I mentioned, you did cover a whole lot, but particularly I found your marketing and distribution classes to be quite interesting and quite informative. You covered a lot of stuff which you don't really get those information, if you're just doing some research and so on and so forth. I appreciate commend you on all the hard work that you put in. I know it's not an easy task to pull this thing through, and you put in long hours. It used to be like 12 o'clock for me, and you guys are still going there, which is
It's like 5 a.m. here.
yes,
Right.
which kind of shows, and I do remember I asked you at some point, how you guys do it. It's just, and you mentioned that you do it for the passion for films. I think that's just brilliant, what you guys are doing. And I think the other thing which I found also was that the people, different perspective of the project that were presented. Everybody had their own perspective, and which was kind of really nice to see how. I think I've mentioned this in our previous project presentation meetings that we had, sessions we had. But it was interesting, the different perspective. And I think as a filmmaker, when you are doing something, you do need to look at different perspective, within your space that you're in. And that, helps you with making your project stronger. And also, appreciate what viewpoints people might have other than your own viewpoint, which makes it effective for keeping an open mind, I feel. As far as future, I think I'm kind of, will pursue working on, projects, and also, if you guys have any projects that you would, you have in mind, definitely would like to be part of it, although I'm in West Coast, but definitely time permits, and if things do pan
We'll
out.
find a way to come bug you one day, don't worry.
Yes, that'd be great. I'm not too far off. So
come to California.
No,
right.
Vish, we are so happy to have met you. You are an incredibly intelligent person. You're really, like, I have so many compliments to give you, but then everyone else will be jealous. So
No, thank you. I think
but you're
thank
awesome.
you, appreciate that.
You've
But
taught us
everybody,
so much as well.
yeah,
Like, we
but
learned
everybody's contribution was, excellent, and I thought everybody had a very unique point of view, and no matter what projects that we were doing, from script analysis to small projects that we did with the shoots and everything. So it was really, I think that's what the beauty is of the class, is that you may be sitting some corner of US, but you're still integrated and sharing your views, and that's how I think the good crews are made. That's how the good film projects get executed. It's not putting crew together, but it's having the understanding between the crew to be able to do a good job with that. And think that's what I would like to see in my in any crew that is working on the film. So I would, for me, I'm doing some writing work, so hopefully I'll continue. I know it's always filmmaking is tough, as you all know. It's not an easy task. Whether it is writing, you have to motivate yourself to be able to put that scene together, put it on the paper, and then make sense out of what you have put in there after all that work that you have put in. So I would probably that's what I plan to do. Continue keeping myself motivated to writing stuff, and then executing that project sometime in the future. And would like to count on you guys, or maybe have you
Yeah.
guys help out as much as you can. That'd be just awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Like I said, like anybody who needs it, like we'll definitely try to help out however we can, and we're definitely eager to work on people's projects when you guys need it or want it. If we're available, like I want to try to be available as much as I can, but obviously, we have stuff that we're going to be going through and stuff that we're going to have to do, and I have a job and all that. So
we still have to
want
make
to be able
that,
to, so we
but to
want to be
survive,
able to.
right?
That's why I keep saying, like, if we can. So I want to make sure people understand we do want to. It's not that we don't. It's just that,
I think that's what makes filmmaking difficult, is that we still have to keep our daytime job and still pursue this as a full-time profession. So
yeah, especially for independent filmmaking, because it's like, and the volunteer aspect and everything. Because if you're volunteering, then it's not your job, and it's like something you're doing as a passion, as a side project, as a hobby, or as something you want to later make a career, but it's not your career yet.
Yeah.
And that does definitely make it harder for putting those volunteer crews together.
I used to always
Doesn't
wonder.
mean you can't make it happen. And anybody who's trying to reach out to us, make sure that you're reaching out to us with time before you want to start. Don't reach out to us if you're doing a project in a week.
Yeah.
Tell us a few months in advance that you're planning to maybe do this thing, and then we can figure out what role we're going to be in and how we can help and if we can take off and all of that. But yeah, we definitely I'd absolutely want to work on other people's projects and help out however I can.
I really just want to thank all of you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, we always. Sorry.
No,
Go
I was
ahead,
just gonna
Priscilla.
say something before I cry.
It's always you two.
I was just gonna say before I start crying, that I appreciate all of you, even the ones of you that are like that just listen afterwards, aren't able to be in the live meetings, because I know you guys are around too. But I loved learning with you guys and knowing you guys, V, Raphael, Vish, all of you. I'm gonna start crying. So I'm gonna just end it and just feel like you guys are incredible. You have taught me and Coda so much. I loved hearing your perspectives, learning and growing with you guys. I feel like I'm a completely different person, and I've learned so much and heard so many different perspectives, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful you guys gave us the opportunity to learn this with you.
And I really appreciate everyone who was giving feedback to us while we were going through it, and like helping us kind of curate the way we do things and how we set up the course and all of that, because it really helped with the formatting and the structure as we went along.
Oh, definitely. Mel gave some amazing suggestions.
I think Arden, Mel,
Arden as well, yeah.
V, I think Vish gave some too. Brian definitely gave some, and Sarah was saying some things too, and everybody was helping out in little ways, trying to get it to be what it is now. And I think it's a really nicely structured thing that we have going now. So I really appreciate everybody's feedback and input as we were going along, figuring out how to get it to be like this, since the first semester was a little messy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys who were here, who stuck in. I appreciate everyone who was able to come in for a semester or come in for a few weeks and then weren't able to do it afterward. But you gave your feedback in those times, and everyone who started in the first semester and the second semester and had or you maybe weren't working because of COVID. Appreciate everybody who came in, gave their feedback, gave their input from the professional side of things. That really helped us learn a lot more, a lot quicker than we would have not hearing from those people's perspectives who are actually working in the industry, in different parts of the industry. And what was really cool was also hearing like from people who live all over the place, Canada, California, New York, Washington, DC, Virginia, and other places, to hear how things work around their area, as well as everybody was kind of in a different level. Like somebody had just finished school, the other person had just done school in the past, someone else didn't do school, but they were working in the industry, someone else was working in the professional side of things, another person was doing independent stuff. So we heard a lot of different perspectives, and I think that was really interesting and really cool too.
Don't forget to let V talk, because I cut her off. And
Oh yeah, go ahead, V.
No, it's fine. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you just for the consistency and your support and just uplifting all of us. I hope to one day be able to express my gratitude for everything that you have provided to me. Thank you for being so flexible and so patient and just doing all of this work and just arriving and in just the best of mood. I really appreciate the both of you and everyone in this group. So I just wanted to say that I have a better perspective on things that I want to do professionally, and there have been people that I have met, like in the beginning through this journey, that I just take those little pieces, like those, not little, but I take those pieces with me on, how I want to be and how I want to treat others and, collaborate and create. And just thank you so much for being so inspiring and kind. So thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody. But also I do want to mention that given that we always tried to give our best, we always tried to be in a good mood and uplift everybody. There were moments, there were times when Priscilla and I didn't feel like doing it. So I want anybody to know that. I want everybody to know that, because with a film, it's going to feel that way too. And it always does. You're going to feel moments where you don't really want to do it. Either it's not working out the way you thought it would, or it's just kind of like there's annoying thing after annoying thing. There would, it would just be little things that add up, but there was some moments where there'd be like some people who were saying some negative things about it. And then there was like other times when we would try to communicate out with people and no one communicated back. And it was just kind of those moments where it's like, is this even worth it at certain times? And it was hard at sometimes, and sometimes we didn't feel like doing it, but you push through and you do it anyway. And I appreciate everyone who watched online, because that gave me another reason to keep posting it. Because sometimes it'd be 0 views, 0 views, 0 views, 0 views. I'm like, nobody's watching these. Why am I taking the time to post them? But I'm glad I have been. I'm glad I continue to do so, because I think it is important to have that up there. And now, because we're maybe turning this into a course, if it's successful, if it's not, either way, I wouldn't be able to do that if I hadn't continued to post online. I also appreciate everyone who communicated back for anything we asked. I really appreciate everybody who took part in any of the exercises we did, or showed their work that connected to the exercises, because that made it feel worth doing all of that work. Because there was a lot of work that went into figuring out what kind of exercises to do each semester, and then actually taking part in them. And every time, some of the times we would feel like, oh, nobody's going to do this one. This one's too hard. Honestly, this semester, I was super surprised seeing everybody took part in a lot of them, because there were some of the like really complex ones that would take a lot of time. So it was like, no one's actually going to do this, are they? But everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people actually did. And that just made it worth it each semester. That made it worth it each time I sent out an email. That made it worth it each time I posted online. Those little things, the little comments here and there that were like encouraging and just saying thanks and saying we appreciate that, because we would do it either way, but it did help give us another reason to continue doing so, because it's like, oh, somebody is paying attention to that, oh, somebody is doing that, so that is worth it. So I think that goes back into filmmaking as well, where being a good leader means telling people thank you, telling people I appreciate what you've done, because they don't really hear that a lot depending on what their role is, and they might not think that their work is noticed. And so if you can say, hey, I really appreciate all the work you're doing, I see what you're doing, I see how hard you're working, and I appreciate it, that can go a long way.
And that goes for all relationships. When I touch each other all the time. Look, it's not a laundry. Take that. But,
Oh yeah, it's a life lesson.
but I was just gonna say that, yeah, like at the end of the day, this was for us as well. We were mainly for us because we wanted to learn, we wanted to do this, but like we would have done it either way, but we would not have recorded it. Maybe we would not have tried as hard to make like as many templates or questions. We would have probably just done it between the two of us. But knowing that there are people that not only wanted it, but also valued the extra time and work we put into it, really meant a lot and really encouraged us to keep like trying to post it and have the meetings, even in days when we were like, man, we already studied this stuff. I wish we just could talk like, oh, okay, we studied it, let's just talk about it for a few minutes and we'll be done.
Right. Or, you know, like, I'm sure there was sometimes when we had a bad day, and we were just like, and it maybe came off the other right?
But you guys,
That was another interesting aspect of this. I feel like the husband-wife thing, you guys gotta see some interesting debates and arguments, I'm sure. You don't think we've argued?
disagree, but
Ryan, what do you think?
No, definitely, Lakota. If you had done it yourself, it would not have been that exciting and and interesting. That's my viewpoint.
he's not answering the question.
So Priscilla
Yeah.
definitely added a lot of energy into the whole sessions. The questions, our discussions, I think, where made the course that more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
I had a quick question, Lakota.
Yeah, what's up?
People were saying negative things about the meetings or something. I'm just curious of what kind of things they were saying.
Oh man. Let's see. There
What
were
was some
some.
worst things, like, or the most what's the word, that unmotivating things people were saying. I'm just curious on some of the things, because this is the film.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's see. No, yeah, that is a good idea to show, like, because if you're working on a film or if you're working on something.
Work for nothing. What else? There's some really mean stuff, but I
don't know. Some people would drop out and would be like, "Oh, hey, it's sad to see you go," or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, well, your thing sucks. It's not worth it. It's just, you don't even know what you're doing." I don't know. It's just like little things.
there are some that were. Oh, I think the thing that hurt me the most, this is just me personally, was a couple people were like, "Oh, well, I don't really feel motivated to continue or to keep going to the meetings. You guys aren't really motivating us as much." And I was just, pardon my language, but I wanted to give a big fuck you. Do you know how much work we're putting into this? You son of a, like, I wanted to cuss them up and down,
I wouldn't say that's mean. I was just annoying.
It was sense, they didn't mean it to be, but it hurt me. It hurt me personally. It hurt me because I knew how much work we were putting into it. And it made me freaking mad because I was like, I shouldn't be the motivation for you to go after something you are passionate about and you want to learn. You should be that. You should should motivate yourself into growing, into learning. It is not my responsibility to motivate you. And those kinds of people they're like my biggest pet peeve. So it was very frustrating. It was very annoying. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Honey, please change this up.
I mean, yeah, it's just stuff like that, like how we were putting all this effort in for nothing, or like what credentials do you you were saying, like if they ask what credentials you have, and we're like, well, we're just learning and sharing what we know. Oh, well then what's the point? Why would I try to learn from you?
So I brought that up. So another in my script writing group, there's another member who she's taking this course where she paid for it, and me and her go back and forth about it all the time because she's upset with me because I keep getting on this course, and I keep trying to figure out like who's teaching the course, because like you guys are doing this, I'm doing this script writing thing, and I'm like, I could be charging people right now to do this.
People charge a lot more for a lot less. It's ridiculous.
Charging courses, but they have no like that's my thing. I was like, well, what is this guy's credentials? Like, let me see his demo reel. Let me see something that says like I'm getting something.
That's why we kept saying we're not teachers. We're not trying to like say that we're authority on anything. It was supposed to be a study group. But people didn't like the idea that it was a study group. That was what's weird. They were like, you're not teaching enough.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, how can anybody be upset with you guys over that? You know, when you guys were upfront about it, like, hey, we're learning this with you guys. So, like, I don't understand how could people be upset, especially when you're not charging anybody.
Right, yeah.
Different.
Good thing. I thought.
Some people actually said, hey, contact me when you guys start doing stuff, like projects and stuff.
That was just like those are like a little annoying things. Like,
no, they were in the meetings and they were, yeah, it's cool and all.
Contact me when you start working on stuff so I can take advantage of getting to everyone. Yeah, there's also just the people that would try to come in to see if they could network, and then they'd be like, well,
that was going to be hard because everybody's from all different places. So like network like useless in that aspect. I know a couple people from the group try to link up with me on some other things, but it just never worked because it's like I'm so busy doing my own stuff. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you're all in New York. I'm all the way down to see. Like, if you're trying to come down, I can, you know, I can help you when you're down, but I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going all the way up to you because I don't know you. Yeah, there are these people that just joined and they thought that we were gonna like go out of our way to make them a film when they didn't even know how to start. I was like,
this about you guys did bring in a couple times. You did bring in some people that seemed to have some kind of like experience in it, and they disappeared, which is understandable because like, you know, it's like, you know, they've already done it. Like, what else are you teaching them? But at the same time, like, I kind of feel like that's where a lot of the negative comments will come in, where they come in, they expect to like get something out of it that, you know, and then when they see it's like we're just a group of people that are just studying the craft, and they're like, oh, you know.
Which is so weird because I feel like if I had so many years of experience, I would love getting into a group and teaching and learning new things. But I think there's always new stuff.
Oh yeah, and there were people like that. What was that guy's name? I don't remember that guy's name, but he was doing it until he decided to go a different route with his career.
Oh, Jorge, right?
Yeah, Jorge was doing it, and like there was other people like Jorge that were doing it. Nat was doing it. He was a teacher, and he was coming in. He was enjoying it. So yeah, there was definitely the other side of that too. It was just
on the positive end, we got from a lot of those people that have been working in the industry for a while did tell us like, hey guys, don't sell yourself short. You guys did a lot of work. Like some of this stuff is stuff that I teach. I would teach to my
those
class.
are the opinions that really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you still have people attending these meetings, so it's a success for me, you know, in your book. You know, that should just show you still have people here.
If we had
2 years later, right? Yeah. Plus the amount of time you guys spent with us and the amount of times you guys stayed late like Vish was saying, it's 12 a.m. for him, which is still late. For us, it's like 3 a.m. And sometimes it would go to like 6 a.m. with us just talking or just doing whatever. The amount of time, the amount of hours we've all spent together talking on these platforms in the recordings and out, I feel like it's, so much time. And it was every week too. And everybody was still coming back for the Mondays and the Thursdays when they could. So
you're not actually forcing people to stay in the group too. That's another thing. You're not forcing people to stay in the group. A lot of us just kind of hang out just to hang out. But my biggest thing is like, I think I made it to a couple meetings. I was in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? I was all the way in another country, still attending this meeting. It was just like, I
That's
don't
how
want
much he loves us.
I can't make it. I have this. It was like, I'm on
Damn, now that's commitment.
my cell phone. Like, there's really no excuse to not be able to like chime in, especially we're just here listening to you guys. You can just kind of just sit back and log in. So like, it just like the actual motivation from certain people is like, that's one of the reasons why I started my little script writing group, is because it's like, I'm never going to get my script done on my own. I need something that's kind of going to force me to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And I that's another reason I liked this group too, is it gave me a reason to really push for something to get done, like the exercises and everything. Something that I wanted to learn, and then I like set it up to learn, and now there's a deadline. So actually that's a really good takeaway, is everybody, if you are trying to do something, if you're trying to write a script and you are trying to write it yourself, you're not getting like a team together, you're not getting another writer to help. Set a deadline for certain milestones so that you can try to get it done. Oh, I have to finish at least 10 pages by this week or next week or whatever. And then you just keep doing that until you have the thing complete. Now I have to go back and rewrite it in a month. Keep setting goals for yourself and things you either want to learn or things you want to do. And that way you actually have a time, a date to get it done by. So it feels like you need to get it done. For stuff like Brian, like I definitely agree. Like it's very helpful when you're in a group, because then you have the responsibility of getting it done for the group and yourself. And that's another reason why it was really helpful to have this group in the first place.
Definitely, but I also feel that even if we had just done this ourselves, I would have still called it a success, because we would have learned so much either way. We would have grown and learned so much, but it's the fact that we had and still have you guys that made this experience better and made the learning and the experiences so much better.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I never talked about what I plan on doing. So this year for me, specifically towards the end of the year, has been kind of hectic because I feel like I've been doing movie stuff. But I haven't been doing my stuff. So my intent for this year is hopefully finish. I got 2 more screenings. Not my screen, but screenings for movies that I worked on. I have a big one coming in the 22nd, another one on the 19th. So I'm gonna go to those and get that out the way. And I got like 3 other narrative projects I'm gonna try to finish up. And then I'm gonna hopefully just because I've been doing, I actually started throwing my personal scripts into the script writing group that I do. So we've been going like we've just been reading other people, everybody's scripts, like 10 pages at a time. We're reading scripts at each meeting, and then I threw mine in there, and we finally got done with that. Got some really good advice for that. So my plan is to take that advice, update the script, and throw it into festivals. But this one, I also intend on shooting it as well. So I'm going to start trying to find funding for that. So the people that I've been working with this one, we're trying to get for these 2 screenings, like they're going to try to help me get funding for this one, for this feature that I want to try to do. I know.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Hey,
get
that's
this.
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of work. I originally my intent was the script right here. I was gonna try to shoot that like during this time of the year, but I just got flooded with everything. But this gives me an opportunity to make the script that much better, and I'm gonna try to like put it in some festivals to see if I can get some feedback off of that and see where that goes with that. But
Cool, yeah. You have a log line for it that you'd like to share or not?
not really a good one. It's literally it's no, I don't. I don't I don't have a good one. But it's about a family therapist who stumbles upon a human trafficking organization or project or whatever, and he gets sucked into it kind of way. But they're using Uber as their little device to use to catch people with it. So
Interesting. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I think you've talked about it before. I remember the premise. That sounds cool.
yeah, and then we've been doing a lot of the stuff you guys were talking about, like the V with group too. We did a couple of other projects with we were doing a lot of character analysis and script analysis and all that stuff. We were using a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff you guys were talking about, we were doing with that too. So but yeah, like it's been a pretty, like these sessions, even with the script writing thing, it's pretty beneficial getting other people's opinions on script. And then I show you guys a lot of my projects too, or a lot of my my little films and little clips and stuff like that, just getting you guys' feedback on everything and your input.
Yeah,
So
like the trailer and the scene you did for the Kill Mary in the hospital. That was for Kill Mary, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still working on that too. I'm still waiting on the and then you guys gave some good advice too. I'm actually looking into some schools and some places to find some animators so that I can finish this movie up, because
Cool, we're happy to hear it.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to go. My brother came from a work training thing and he forgot his key.
Oh, Raphael, before you go, would you like to say what you're doing or just like to say goodbye?
I mean, I have a lot to say, but I don't know. It's a lot, you know.
Do you
I really
we stop
enjoyed.
the recording?
Huh?
If you're gonna cry
He has to
such-
go, Sandy said.
Oh, okay. Because he said he has a lot to say.
Oh no. I mean, it's fine, but I'd like to stay in touch if nothing else. I think in the future I mean, I don't think I can I wanted to consider going into marketing as like putting together my business degree with like a film thing, but I don't know if I can do that. I really don't know, but I'd like to stay.
Though I would look into it. There's a lot of like, you can get like an associate's degree in business with a major in film, or you can get like do some film courses in college while you're getting a business degree.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I'm gonna stay involved through like my own small projects, but I don't think I'm planning to do anything very big. It was a great experience going to New York with you guys to shoot the short film, so I appreciate that.
It was
Yeah,
so
it was
much
really
fun
fun.
hanging with you guys. It was
Yeah, and I'm sorry I was like busy at the time, but
I
I hope I
fun
can do
times
some
with
more
your
stuff with you.
exhaustedness.
Yeah, thank you.
You being exhausted.
It was so funny. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, I appreciate it, Raphael. And we definitely love to keep in touch. And, like we said, hopefully we can do those movie nights at some point. Not sure how often it would be, but just every so often.
I mean, even if it's
Even if
months in
just once a
between, that'd be
year or
great.
something, or-
Well, hopefully it's more than that.
No, I
I'm
know.
sure-
I'm just saying, I don't know how, I'm not going to say like we can do it so often. So that's what I'm saying. That hopefully it's at least, like once, twice a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we can
We
start
can see.
voting on the next bad movie to watch.
No, it doesn't always have to be bad.
All right, the next good and or bad movie to watch. Send Coda your email suggestions.
Well, we'll maybe reach out to you guys and we think we can do a
We'll
film
work on that.
schedule it. Yeah, no promises on all that, but that's just something we hope to be able to do. Not sure exactly how it's going to work yet or when we'll be able to start or schedule that in, but we would like to at some point probably do that.
And Raphael, you live close to us, so
Oh yeah, I'd definitely love to meet you guys at some point. again.
Yeah. So we can hang out at some point in the future, hopefully, if we're all free.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anything else? Or...
I think that's it for actually. I did kind of want to. I've been pretty like pretty busy with like work and school, but I did still want to keep working on my own stuff with like the clips I got from the shooting the short film. I was wondering if I could get, and you don't have to agree to this, but I was wondering if I could get any I think there was like this document that you guys were working on like a time frame, because I lost track of the time frame, so it's hard, it makes it hard for me to like piece everything together once it's already like been a while. But I haven't been able to work on it.
You mean like the sheet with the days and stuff, or?
Yeah.
We
Do
might
you have any kind of information
might
like
have a
that?
copy,
If
right?
not, then it's cool.
we might have a copy somewhere. We'll have to check.
Yeah,
So what
okay.
exactly are you looking for? Like you're looking
I just
for
want to like try to piece together like how the events went down, and then like combine that with, try to match that up with the video clips that I got. And then once that's done, then I can like put the whole put all the clips together into like
Okay.
one
Raphael, if there's
cohesive
any
thing.
images where I look fat because I was bloated that week, you like crop me, okay?
Hey man,
So, like, behind the
I'm ugly
scenes?
like 24/7, so
Was it
it's
making it? What's it? The behind the
Yeah,
scenes?
the behind the scenes making.
Oh, okay, okay.
Crop me.
Got you. Yeah, yeah, just email me once we're done with this, and then
Yeah.
that way I remember, because otherwise I'll probably forget.
yeah, sure, no problem.
And when
Yeah,
we
I'll
do
look for it and
finish
see.
and when we do finish the sound and everything, we'll send out the short film and the news to you guys if you guys want to watch it or that kind of thing.
We
Cool.
either do that or a viewing party
Oh yeah.
with the people who are
A viewing-
involved.
oh.
Yes.
It's a viewing party, like, hey.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah. So
Because honestly, like I said, I'm impressed with what we were able to do with the sound, and music makes a huge difference, man. Like in the edit.
it seems like such a piece of crap without music. Not like that, but the emotion and the tone of things is just crazy how different it is when you put music into it. Take music out of a movie and it's just weird. But yeah, all right. Does anybody else have anything you'd like to say, mention, ask before we?
Not at the moment. I mean, keep me posted on everything. We'll catch up in the new year, and like, yeah, it's sad to see this end. So
Yeah, definitely. And I'll definitely keep up. Just ask us anything. Remind us of anything you want to know, or just ask us how are you guys doing, and we'll be able to give you an answer. All right, guys.
Great
Well,
work, everyone.
I appreciate everybody. I'm
Congratulations.
really glad we were able to do this. I'm glad we stuck through it to the end, and we saw.
Great ride, a great trip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had a great time together and learning, and I feel like I've definitely grown a lot more. I've definitely learned a lot more since the beginning of this, especially about how, like I said, quality over quantity, just how long everything takes. Priscilla's crying.
Oh,
It's been a really fun time. It's been really interesting. It's a really fun time. It's been really great to get to know all of you guys too, and to hear all your guys' perspectives and see all the different exercises and things that we went through and things, and all the work that previous work. Oh, especially last semester. Well, you like production design the best. That's fine. Yeah, the production design was really fun. It was really cool just coming up with all the different exercises, coming up with the quizzes and the
I really like the exercises, Lakota. I think you're really good, with your exercises that you created, because it really like sparked a different type of interest, like how you present, because it always makes a difference how you present everything. And I think you have you have a good sense of how to present.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Yeah, I tried to make it look as good as I could from what I have, and I'm glad it did look good.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also glad that you guys enjoyed them, because they did take a little while to figure out, but I also enjoyed doing them and seeing everyone else's. And then I do think it's very, very different, like you're saying. Like, it's very good to learn something but then start doing it. Like, there's a difference between learning lighting and then actually trying to use what you just learned to shape light for a scene, or shape light for a picture, or whatever, for one of the exercises. Because then you start seeing, like, again, I saw another thing I learned was how long things take.
Yeah.
Because we learned the stuff and we're lighting, it's like, oh, that's all it is.
Oh, with the exercises when we had the shots, and it would take forever because you had to get the lighting just right. Gosh, those exercises were so exhausting.
Right. And so it's like, okay, this isn't just like, just because it doesn't mean you can get it done,
especially
really
because
quickly, unless you've been actually practicing with it a bunch.
Especially because we lived in a hole that was like really small and had barely any lighting. So we had like no room for equipment. So we would try to like set it up in this tiny space. And just, oh gosh, it was.
Yeah.
It was so
Well, you're like, okay, 3-point lighting setup. But then when you're actually doing it, you start seeing all the little tweaks and the little things you need to do to make it look the way you were wanting it to when you started. And I
told Coach,
I also really enjoyed like finding workarounds to things and seeing everyone else's workarounds to things. Oh, you don't have a LED light or a professional film light. You're going to use that lamp, bounce it off of a sheet, and then do whatever to set up to make it look good still. And you can still make something look good even when you don't have the exact equipment that you should, or that would be beneficial to the process, I guess. So I really enjoyed seeing everyone else's creativity and problem solving and doing it ourselves too.
Oh yeah, Raphael came up with some really cool ideas, from like getting green paper from the Dollar Tree because he didn't have the green screen.
I think I got that from someone else, though.
Still, it was so creative.
Still using it in action is really cool to see. Because you can always hear somebody say, oh yeah, this, but then you're like, until you start doing it yourself, and then you're like, oh, it does actually work. A sheet can work as diffuser.
Just as good for those snobs that are like, you're using.
Again, I would say not just as good, but it works
also
well enough to like, hey, Brent's coming.
I still have it.
You say you still have the green paper?
Yeah, I still
the
have
green
paper.
screen. I see.
Brent.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Yo, Brent.
What's up?
How are you, man?
I know it's been forever. How you guys
Still
doing?
crying again.
You did, so I thought you were trying to talk to him. And so I was like, oh, he probably wanted to talk to Coda instead. But I was meaning to message you before Christmas.
Yeah, we've just been going over saying our farewells and saying what we hope to do in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you like to share what your plans are for the future?
Just to work with you guys.
Any more kids in your future?
Nah, I'm done. I'm tired. No, but definitely I want to be more active in getting I want to become more of a working actor, and also helping my friends on projects and stuff like that, to get more experience being on set and stuff like that, and meeting interesting people from all walks of life, and this wide range of entertainment. There's so many things you can do in entertainment, and you meet so much awesome people. You get to travel the world, and that's one of my biggest things that I would like to do in the future.
Yeah, Colin
hopefully
was
so.
in a music.
Huh?
Apparently,
my column.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was in a like musical concert thing.
Oh, he's in a band?
No, it was more like I don't know if it was an a cappella group. I haven't watched it yet, but they had like a concert and he was singing and everything.
Oh, he could sing? I didn't even know that.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
He might not be able to. Just kidding.
He said
We haven't seen it yet.
a couple days ago.
Yeah. I think V could sing too. I seen a clip. I think V could throw some. She could throw down some.
Lie. You
I was gonna say.
I mean, how long has it been?
I was like, when?
How did it start?
What?
Nope,
V-
just voiceover. That's it. I know.
I was gonna say she could do some soundtrack work.
You see,
Yeah.
V got a good voice for the. I can listen to V on anime. She got that voice.
Not sure if we ever need a voiceover in one of our shorts, we can hire you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So it's one of those voices.
What's going on, Brian? How you doing? Raphael, what's going on, guys?
How have
Just reminiscing.
Yeah.
Lots of tears, mostly for me.
Yes, absolutely. People always crying over you, Priscilla. Always.
I mean, I was crying over that, but shoot, I'll take it.
Yeah. So what do you guys got planned for the holidays? You know, after you guys take this break and you guys move forward, like, are you guys gonna try to get involved in some projects, or are you just gonna chill out for the rest of the year and see what happens next year?
So for this next week, we are going to the families and we're going to spend the week there up until after Christmas Day.
It's his mom's
Okay.
birthday, our little niece's birthday, and Christmas.
Pretty much everybody in my family has a birthday. in December. So yeah, we're going to do that and then come back and we're going to try to finish our short.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly.
What has been like 3 years now?
Feels like it.
I felt like it's been 3 years.
We were explaining that like that's what happens when you have say volunteer work and you have to work with a schedule. When you have two roommates, one has a morning schedule, one has a night schedule.
Why you
have
sound
upstairs
British?
neighbors.
Schedule. Only them Brits be saying schedule like that. Schedule. You live in the East Coast. It's schedule. Okay.
schedule?
What is it?
Schedule.
You said schedule. You said schedule.
I'm spending too much time with your sisters.
Yeah. No, but that's cool though. I know sometimes those editing and stuff like that takes forever, especially on a big budget that we had. So
Yeah, we're doing our sound ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
especially with like just a one volunteer editor and then us doing some of the sound and like
Yeah, it's a lot.
editing sessions. So yeah, it's definitely even for a short thing, it's a lot.
Yeah. You I respect so much moving parts that happens in producing a film. Like, you know, just being part of it and seeing things, you see like the work is put in and you really want everyone to do good at their job or at least love what they do. You know, if you love editing, cool. If you love producing, directing, writing, you know, just you could venture off into other things, but if that's your niche, like, you know, it's really important.
You're talking about
Yeah.
he's criticizing the way that I say
Schedule.
He says niche. He's one of those people.
Yeah, I am one of
Pronounce
those.
either niche or niche.
Niche sounds weird, man.
She says niche. Okay.
Niche.
Niche
All right.
sounds like
Thumbnail.
sounds
Thumbnail
bad.
better? Thumbnail. I'll say thumbnail.
This sounds better to me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man. It was great. I really excited to work with you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I got some ideas, but it's like time, man. Everything is always timing when you have these projects. Now you see how it's hard when you know, some of these actors and, you know, you hear critics talking about, oh, this actor or this producer act like they don't have time. It's like they really don't. Sometimes you can't get on somebody's project because you're booked up or you just got life things going on and you know.
Yeah.
It's like what's the name of Superman? I think he said he was tired of being Superman. I think he just did a cameo the other day, but You know, he was like, I
No,
want
he
to be
wasn't tired
Superman.
of it. He was he left The Witcher to be Superman, but then they said nah.
I did not leave. We're not going there. He did not leave The Witcher because of Superman. He left The Witcher because they do not know what they are doing.
Don't know that.
No, he's too cocky.
Who
He
knows?
sounds
He
cocky.
is not too cocky. The Witcher is a beautiful franchise that he loves, and they're ruining it. That is my verdict.
Nah, he's ruining it. I
I
think it's
think
all
they're
about
doing a
him.
pretty good job, but we'll see in future seasons. They've done good so far.
And
The Witcher.
they've done good, but they've also done bad.
I heard people complain about working with him. You know, him and Jason Momoa, they're saying they're real dicks. You know.
Oh no, we're gonna get taken down.
Don't be your heroes. Don't be your heroes. Let's not talk about it. It's just
We're gonna start posting this, and they're gonna be like, "You talk bad about us." Years from now, they're gonna hear about it.
I know, right? They'll be like, hey, they don't care years from now. The
Dang
only
it,
way
Brent.
the only way I'll be like, I said that I was drunk, man. I was drunk. But that's cool though, man. Guys are good. So keep me posted on whatever projects you're doing, man. And, keep in contact. You should still keep up the group chat though. Keep it open, just to anybody, every latest things coming up or anything they need help with.
I agree.
yeah, we said
Yeah, we're
we'd
gonna
keep
keep
it.
up in the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group to you guys right now. And yeah, we'll update you guys along if we change anything around or if we stop a certain communication platform or whatever it is.
Right. Tell Priscilla stop posting the same pictures over and over on social media.
What are you talking about?
He says stop posting the same pictures over and over on social media.
Oh, we must be talking about the haircut. I posted Dude, when you put the same picture, I have had long hair for over 2 years. Finally chopped it off. That's not insane.
I liked the picture, and then 20 minutes later, I seen it up again. I was like, I just like this picture. Like,
That
stop
is
it.
Talking about me.
V, you got anything coming up, or how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing well, thank you. Writing.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Keep that writing up, man.
You do keep writing. You are really good.
Yes, keep on writing. I got some ideas I want to pitch to you.
Okay.
I need like a stenographer. I'm real lazy. I'm one of them guys. I got some great ideas, but then it's like writing on paper. I'm like, I just want to be co-writer or just be in a snippet somewhere, but like, participating in
you want to
writing.
have the story by credit, but not be written by.
Yes, correct. There you go. That's why I pay you the big bucks. Yeah, definitely, V. It's good to get to, and then what I'll like to do is like, see people growing their craft, and, we should do something like where every year we write down a goal that we were trying to aspire to get as a either be as a group or an individual, and whether it be, you want to finish your script and try to get it at least looked at, or finish post on something, anything dealing with entertainment, whatever the case is, and then see what you accomplish within that year time,
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier about like how it's important to set goals and how it's important to like try to give yourself deadlines to things, even if it's just I want to finish 10 pages in a week or 2 weeks or whatever of my script, and then keep doing that until you have it complete.
Right, correct.
Because I think a year goal is a bit too long, because then you have like the mindset of, I
6 months. So I still have 4 months.
So I think it's better to set little milestones throughout up until then, and then look back on the year and see what.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so we said we're gonna leave the WhatsApp group open for us to share like movies, opinions on media, that kind of thing, stuff we're working on. It's gonna be more for.
Nah, you can save the movies and all that thing. I just want to see what you're working on. That's it. I want no opinion on no movies. I want work. These people already made their money.
You know
I don't
that
wanna talk
opinions
about
on
work.
movies are partly work, right? There's some directors that are currently working or have been famous because they studied films and went, oh, I don't like this about it. I like this about it, and then made
That's
the
true.
rest.
With your craft.
Yeah.
But that's why I paid Priscilla for it. I don't have to do that.
What did you pay me?
And love,
Instead
and
of
love.
gotten it.
I paid you in love in full. I stamped it and mailed it.
I didn't get anything in the mail, so you should order.
That's from Santa Claus gonna come down your chimney soon.
I don't have a chimney. I started believing in Santa a long time ago.
Hey, you can't say that. It's Christmas. What if there's a 16-year-old kid that's looking at this?
Oh, shush.
Santa Claus isn't real. Is filmmaking
Exactly.
real? Once he sees behind the scenes of films, he'll get depressed too, then.
Group chat has seen It's a Wonderful Life. Even if you don't like older films, that is such a great film. It's Coda watched it for the first time this week. He's never seen it.
And he don't like it, right? I know it.
No, he actually really liked it. And he
No, I
hates
liked
old
it, yeah.
movies.
I liked it.
He hates old movies. This one came out in 1946, I think. And he doesn't really like older films. And he even liked it. And it was like an hour, 2 hours and 11 minutes.
2 hours. That was
Yeah,
a
it's a
record
pretty
back
long
then.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
But it's really good. And it's for a film that old, it has really good pacing actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was the pioneer producer,
Because
filmmaker.
older films, they weren't paced very well, not as fast as we're used to, I suppose. Attention spans and all that.
It was way more better acting back then too. Now some of these shows, if they don't have a big budget, some of these shows I'd be looking at them like, damn.
I don't know. I think acting didn't get. I don't know. I think acting, it used to be way more like a play, film,
Right.
and so it was way more of the over. On film, it's overacting. In theater, it makes sense because you have people all the way up in the back, and they need to see what's going on and hear what's going on and feel it. But on film, you see everything so up close that it looks like they're just being over dramatic or overly crazy, waving their arms all around. So I think acting, once they figured that out in film and they started adjusting it to be more realistic and show that you can just have an expression on your face and it comes through to the camera if you're doing a close-up or an extreme close-up, I think that definitely helped acting wise on things. I still think people should get theater experience because it definitely helps to.
No, it definitely helps.
To
Bruce Willis need to. Bruce Willis need to. I'm tired of watching Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Like he's not even B
You're
movies
gonna get
no
us
more.
canceled.
We're trying not to say anything.
So sad.
Yo,
So
Bruce
sad.
Willis is like, I'm like, what's going on with this dude, man?
Can't even talk. He's
in every film, like every film. I'm like, he's doing like 5 films a year.
That could have been it too.
Yeah, stable work. He must be doing something right.
He ain't doing nothing right. His films is horrible.
Subjective,
the
Brent,
name?
subjective.
Nah, ain't no subjective. They got other people in the film. I'm like, why did you do this with him? I'm like, why did you do this with him? Bruce Willis, I feel like he just be on set and they be like, just mumble. He like Groot. He might as well just be Groot. You know?
BKA.
I think we should turn off the recording. Say goodnight.
No. People need to hear this.
Yes. They need to. They need to know when your time is up, your time is up. Like you don't have to be in everything. Like I'm pretty sure he's not paying child support no more. Like what are you doing, dude? I know even if you love acting that much,
Maybe he has some bills he needs to pay, or maybe he really loves the craft, and there's.
It's actually surprising how you hear about like people who have a lot of money, and then you hear that they like are getting ready to go bankrupt if they don't work on another project.
And on the other hand, you have those people that are millionaires, and they do a bunch of voice work and a bunch of work in mostly children's entertainment, like preteen entertainment, just for the love of it.
Yeah, but if you keep doing things, you tarnish your acting career, because it's like you went from being, you know, an A-lister, and then you're just in every B movie come out. All these Europe, like any
Nicolas
movie, it
Cage.
don't even have to have good actors. I'm like,
Nicolas Cage.
and then I don't understand it. And it's like the content. One thing you being in there mumbling, but you don't have no content. Like, what? Did you not read the script? Did you not see that the continuity? I know if V was looking at some of these movies, V would be like, failed. This is not going into production. Nope, at all.
When you see that check, you're gonna be like, shoot it, send it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Push it out. I love this thing.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. It's great hearing from you guys, man.
If the
Yeah, you
box-
too, Brent. Glad you could drop in, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well,
Oh my god. Oh, here it comes.
She's
Do
right now
not.
too.
well, everybody, it's been a great time. It's been a great 2 years. I'm glad to have gone through this whole thing with all of you, and I'm glad to have been able to catch up, talk about our experiences, learn and grow together.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Yeah, we should definitely catch up and do like a project or something in the new year, I guess.
Bravo.
Yeah, if we can, definitely, that'd be really cool and really fun.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
It's been
hoorah.
really cool and interesting to
Hoorah.
see everybody's perspectives on things. And again, I appreciate all of you guys who have stayed in since the beginning, and everyone who found their way here and stayed in from then on. Just kept giving like the good feedback and paying attention and knowing some of the stuff, and it just really made it all worth it. Not just for us, but to help everyone else too. It was really cool to see and really awesome to hear from everybody of how much they're learning and growing from this. I appreciate
Simplify, baby. Simplify.
everything. And with that being said, guys, I guess that is going to be the end of LCloud Media Studies.
Woo. Fireworks. Let's get some drinks. Everybody go take a shot.
You guys that want to, the YouTube videos, like we said, they're going to
After
stay
party.
up, and you guys can go and rewatch them. If anybody's
Yeah, no, sounds
watching
good. We've got
100%.
go back
access
and
to all of
rewatch
these.
them if you'd like. Once we figure out how exactly we're doing it, we'll let everybody know how they can still get access to everything whenever
Okay.
we start taking it.
Watch them while it's still up, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because once we start figuring it out, we'll let you know how to access it. But right now, it's just going to be how it is. So if you want to go back, rewatch something, catch up on something, or if you started in the middle and you want to go back and watch something you haven't seen before, you can do that right now. But eventually, we're going to be taking it down and giving you guys access in whatever form it may be.
Right.
All right,
I'm gonna take
everybody,
a drink
have
for
a
you
good
guys.
Christmas. Have a good year, and we will be in
Yeah,
touch when
New
we are
Year.
able to. Again,
Yes.
anybody, if you have any projects that you're working on that you have planned that you're going to do in a few months or a year out or however long, get in touch with us. If you want us to be involved in any way, if you just want to ask questions about how you think your script is, you want some feedback, we will try to get back to you as best we can, and we will try to be involved in whatever capacity we are able to.
Don't be strangers. And like we said, we might do movie nights in the future. It all depends on timing. We won't promise anything right away. But we'll be in touch soon. And there's always email and WhatsApp.
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah, because we're still, like I said, we're still gonna have those next things that we're trying to do. So even though it feels like we're not doing anything, we're doing stuff behind the scenes. So we're still gonna try to keep up and keep in touch when we can. But I just want to make it clear, like, we don't know yet. But we will if we are able to, and we'll definitely try to help out with anyone's projects, however we're able to. And once we're done with our feature script, if we gain some funding for it and we make some connections and whatever else, we will contact you guys to see if anyone's interested in coming and helping out on that.
I volunteered already. I'm in deal.
Thank you, Brent.
Yeah.
It will be a case of more than a few days, so it will be something that everyone's
Listen.
work for.
Listen, when
that.
it comes to working with you, you don't have to. You want me to stay for a week, man? I got sick days.
Right, but a feature film might be a month. That's what I'm saying. So
whatever it takes.
all
what I'm
right,
saying.
good to hear. Well, yeah, I'll definitely reach out to you guys when we have something that we're trying to do next. But just don't expect it to be super soon because those things take time. I still need to write out the script, rewrite it, do a second, third draft, and a final draft, and then start planning out the marketing and everything else like we've been going over this whole time we've been in this media studies course. So, but that doesn't mean we're not still working towards the next thing. It just takes time to get to it. It takes years in between projects for people, even on the highest of budgets. You don't see a director have 5 films in a year. He usually has a film. Freaking Cameron, what's his name?
Like Avatar?
Avatar 13, 14 years later or whatever it is.
Goodness gracious.
So yeah, it takes time, but that doesn't mean that the people aren't working. So we understand if you guys haven't come out with anything, and we understand. Hopefully, you guys understand it. We're not specifically coming out with anything because that doesn't mean we're not still pursuing something or working towards something.
Can you make my character smart? Thank you.
Yeah.
I want my character to be smart and like, clever.
Arrogant, dickish kind of way.
Yes. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we'll see.
I'm not. Okay, we'll see.
All right.
All right, later.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Have a good Christmas and a good year.
Merry Christmas.
All right, you too.
How you doing? Merry Christmas, guys. Talk to you guys in the new year.
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays.
Oh, right, yeah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy
Right,
Kwanzaa.
sorry. Merry Christmas because we celebrate Christmas. But anyone who doesn't, have a good holiday, whatever you celebrate.
Sorry.
All right.
All right,
Goodbye,
later.
guys.
All right, good night.
Do people celebrate Christmas other